Hello everybody, Andrew Casey at Hypersanity Books. Today we'll be talking about writing characters with green flags. We hear about red flags all the time, though the subject matter of green flags is important. Now, these characters are not without sin, they are flawed characters, and they come in a variety of different ways, and sometimes identifying green flags is important in characterizations, and some characters are good for your story without some serious red flags. Otherwise, let's just get into it. Number 10. Freaky Friday 2003. With the movie Freaky Friday, you have the character who is the future stepfather to Anna and the future husband to the mother. With this character, he has a lot of green flags throughout the story. He has green flags that are shown with the child. He has green flags shown with the grandfather. He has the best interest of the future wife. He has the best interest of Anna. Even though there's some conflicts and reasons for conflicts, there are two big points within the story that are important. So when Anna's going to go to her event while she's the mother, that's important for the storytelling, unfolding, showing that he's thinking about the best interest of everyone else, not just putting on a show for everyone else with the rehearsal dinner. The other set of green flags is the first time he's having the adult conversation with Anna while she's in the mother's body. That's also important. It leads up to the climax where it's interesting, where Anna actually gives the speech as the mother and then as the daughter when she's returned to her body. Number 9. Mr. T.
If everyone treated the world with love and care, this planet will be a cool place to be.
Now, Mr. T has an interesting personality. I liked Mr. T growing up. With the person, he changed his name to Mr. T in the 1970 due to seeing so many black people, into his words, not mine, being referred to as boy. And there were people who served within the armed forces being called boy. It was derogative to children, to other adults. So he wanted to push that persona and personality to change the world. And he shows a lot of green flags as a good citizen to society. He shows a lot of green flags in his characterization and a lot of his works. With Mr. T, whether it's fiction or fact, he is a person who has heaps of green flags attached to his name.
Fools messing around with animals.
Number 8. Father and Son. My son bought this for my birthday. Never-ending story, leather-bound book. I love it. The first movie is good. The second movie didn't quite hit where it should have hit. Within the book, it was more psychology within the book. And the point on the green flags, the father in the book, and similar to the second movie, it's the interaction he has reading the never-ending story, helping his son as his son was losing his mind. So within the book, the father and the representation of that character has a lot of green flags, overcoming some of his depression of his passing of his wife and the loss of Bastian's mother. There were a lot of interesting scenes where the father is trying to talk to his child in the never-ending story.
But how will your father feel if he never sees you again?
My father.
Number 7. The Genie.
Well, you're not gonna find another girl like her in a million years. Believe me, I know, I've looked.
Yes, there are a lot of other things that seem like they're red flags, but they're character flaws. That's important. With the extreme power, he's able to manipulate a lot of the story and his different personalities of characters that he's playing as.
I can't bring people back from the dead. It's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it.
Canada found out how valuable it was. No wonder we had such an easy time stealing it. You imbecile, you...
Number 6. CASPER'S Sacrifice. I've touched on this in 2 videos about the character. I have also done a case study video about Casper in regards to child death and unfinished business. With the character, his sacrifice to help Dr. James Harvey is quite tragic because his resolution may not be obtained because of not having a childhood. the sacrifice within the character and the green flags, his intention of helping to keep the friendship, shows a true test of character in the most difficult situation.
Come on, Dr. Harvey. You need this more than I do.
Casper.
This is the way it's gotta be.
Number 5. Jurassic Park.
And she said I should ride with you because it'd be good for you.
The book is now loading.
With the books, they're okay, but I prefer the movies, to be honest. With the Dr. Alan Grant character, he shows a lot of potential red flags for a relationship to his distancing from the children. Now, with his character, over some time he developed through the franchise. Jurassic Park 3, the interaction with the person that he did have an interest for. In the book, there was no love interest between the two characters. But he also showed to develop, especially within the last movie. And that's another thing to think about with potential characters, with green flags, that those green flags come out over a period of time and a period of transition.
I am coming with you.
John Hammond's character also showed green flags. Yes, there are a lot of red flags to what he was doing with building Jurassic Park. Yes, there are a lot of potential red flags to the disaster that happened. His intentions showed more green flags, trying to show opportunity to his intentions for future generations to take a step back in time.
This park was not built to cater only for the super rich. Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these animals.
Sure, they will.
Both characters show a lot of green flags and a lot of relatability. So when bad things happen to John Hammond, you do feel for the character. And that's another thing to think about with your green flags to characters. Number 4, passing of loved ones. So there can be green flags with characters that are in a story for a short period of time and die off because they haven't had enough time to show whether they had green flags or red flags. But one example is the father in The Notebook. Between book and film, the father has the intentions of helping his son to accomplish his dreams before the passing of his life. With this character, there isn't much room to show red flags, but it shows green flags before his death. So sometimes characters may not have much of a story arc, but the green flags are present.
Did you do this? Mm-hmm. Well, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's a damn picture there. Well, I know just where we can put that. Thank you.
Number 3, based on real people. Patch Adams is based on a true story. You can create characters that are fictitious based on real people. In purposes of the green flags, Patch Adams, the real person, shows a lot of green flags as a good person, with a lot of the community service that he does. Now, within the film, it shows certain red flags to build up a story, and a lot of the story were inspired from the real story, but changed and turned. And then the real Patch Adams had to apologise to the families for the lies that the movie did. The other problem with the movie, Patch Adams never received any of that money, and I've touched on that in a video once before.
Why don't you like me? You're a prick and I like you.
Because you make my effort a joke. I want to be a doctor. This isn't a game to me. But you ask the average person when death comes knocking at their door whether they want a prick on their side or some kindergarten teacher who's gonna kiss their ass.
You know, I forget how young you are, Mitch. That you think that you have to be a prick to get things done, and that you actually think that that's a new idea.
In regards to green flags, you can create characters inspired from real people and make them fictitious characters in your stories.
The film promised to build our hospital. None of the profits from the film ever came to us. And so basically 40 years into this work, we are still trying to build our hospital.
Number 2, WANDAVISION. The Wanda character shows red flags everywhere with her character. Very few green flags with her character. Now Vision, he has green flags all over the place.
And you know what? I'm anxious too.
We just don't know what to expect.
You know?
Will the baby be human or synthezoid? A bit of both?
If he's anything like his mom, Billy will be perfect.
You mean Tommy?
With the character on green flags, despite being real or not, the intentions of the character having so many green flags attached to them makes for an interesting story, especially when they're the deuteragonist to the story.
You don't get to make that choice for me, Wanda!
You've never talked to me like this before.
Number 1, Amanda LaRusso.
Your family would have to sign off.
Well, I'm glad you want to get your life back on track. Going back to school is a big step.
I'll stay away from Sam. I swear.
Well, that's great. Talk to a therapist, a guidance counselor, the Dalai Lama. It doesn't matter, just someone who isn't karate related.
This is an example of a character who has had a past with a few red flags. There are a couple red flags within the series to things that she does, like hit Kreese at the dojo. Now that her intentions is to stop a certain game, which leads to a police report against herself. Now with Kreese...
Don't you need to be a legally mandated distance away from me?
Other way around. Technically, you're the one in violation.
overstepping the boundary to intrude on her space at the grocery store. He's showing that he's not afraid of her, and they're red flags that are shown. Her green flags are removing herself, not creating more drama. With the characterization, however, she does have a lot of different interesting points that she says, and one of the big ones to point out early in the series, the conflict between Daniel and Johnny Lawrence. Resolve this problem with the car issue and get this person out of your life and move forward. So there are a lot of green flags with her character that help within the story. Are other characters part of the story creating negative influence? Absolutely. But the point is the green flag character, the green flag wife, is the sort of role model or the type of relationship that you would want. So with characters that we create, characters and people that we know in our real life, look out for the green flags. Otherwise, that's it for today. Hit like, subscribe, comment if you found any value in today's video. I will be talking about green flags, but that's another story and shall be told another time.